welcome back to my channel. So it's October finished pages. Now I've managed to get quite a few done this month, quite a few actually, so this may be a longer video, so you might want to get yourself a cup of tea and a snack and enjoy. But I wanted to show my current whip that I started on last night, and this is in, is it Noctunes this one? No, it's Mermaid Legends by Anastasia Caldereva. And I started this beautiful mermaid with polychromos pencils. Now that tail was an absolute hassle. Having to do them individual scales was a bit of a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm planning on using luminance for the skin, and I'm not sure about the background because this book, the paper in this book doesn't really like water, so I'm gonna have to be mega careful. So I do want to keep this to one side with it being my current whip. I don't want to get it mixed up. It should be alright there. I'm hoping that the lighting is going to be okay because it is such a gloomy day today. It's like the proper first day that it's felt like winter, so I've got all sorts of lights on around me. But the reason that this one's open is because it's still drying. I quickly popped a bit of more gel pen on this morning just before I sat down filming, and this is Fairytopia colouring book by Mystic Art Mirrors. I love how this one turned out. Love it. The actual illustration was marker, as you can see, and all that bleed through that you can see there is Brusho, and I've not used Brusho powder in ages and ages, but I would only ever use it on single-sided pages because it does bleed through terribly. But I put a really thick creamy layer of watercolour everywhere and then sprinkled salt. I have shown you how to do that a couple of times. Let me see where the best effect is. Probably here. That's the best salt, I bet, there. Well, it's quite good up there as well. But here, if I just show you here, that is all the Brusho powder in here. But I'll let that completely dry for probably nearly half a day. And then as I was finishing off all the rest of the details, like the gel pens, I noticed that some of the Brusho powder was all over the back of my hand. I've still got some on because I did this last night and it's still not come off. So I reactivated it, just sprayed it with a little spritzer bottle, and that's what's brought out this lovely effect. But the pencils that I use with this, I think it was the Arteza pencils with a bit of Arteza gel pen, Pentel Hybrid Dual Metallic, some Sakura Jelly Roll for the black details, and then some white gel pen for these details as well. I'm really pleased with how she turned out. I didn't actually realise how much I've done in this book. I did that on, I think, last month. That was a buddy colour with, was it Kate or Kirsty? I can't remember. And that one. It's getting thicker. There's a chunk in the middle that I've not touched yet. Yeah, but I've done quite a few images out of this one. So yeah, it's getting a bit thick with all the mixed media I've used in this one. So that was Mystic Art Mirrors. Thoroughly enjoyed that. We've got Amaretine colouring book, again by Anastasia Caldereva. And I completed this one. Now this was a whip for about 2 weeks because I initially did the skin on this and I didn't like how it turned out. I wanted to go for a more, not a green skin, but a bit of a green hint to it, and it turned out a lot more green than I would have wanted. And I used luminance pencils, I think, for nearly all of this, and then the Derwent drawing pencils for some of these mushrooms. And then for the detail, look at that gold. I'll just turn it around like this. Look at that gold. That is the, is it Winder & Newton? Let me just check. It's the Winder & Newton gold ink, but I applied it really thickly. Now, I'm not going to be able to reach over it. No, I'm going to have to use my other hand and move. Now, this is the ink that I'm talking about. Now, it's separated at the moment, so you do have to give it a good shake, but even after a good shake, you see there, it doesn't mix well, all that well together. So I used like at the end of an old paintbrush, and that's how I applied it. I applied it really thick to the bottom of the brush and dabbed it on like this. I didn't brush it on because I wouldn't have got that effect. And I love how it turned out. It literally looks like gold flake. I just turn it in the light there, and because it is so thick, it's really textured as well. Really happy with that, because like I said, it does come off a bit though. Water is not this book's friend, I don't think. So when it comes to backgrounds, I really have to be creative with what I do. What have I done in all the other ones? I think I tried, yeah, on the background on that I did a watercolour one. Watercolour there, and gessoed it, and I went over with acrylic, and it didn't turn out all that great. I know that I like the blue, but the rest of it wasn't all that great. Have I done any more in this one? I don't think I have. But yeah, water is not good in these books. Not good at all. So that was another Anastasia one. We've got another Mystic Art Mirrors. Now this was a set of 3 PDFs. I need my other binder, cursed. I need my other binder. I don't like leaving just pages like that between all books in case it gets creased, so I've had to keep it in this all month because I did that right at the start. And I think I did this with Prismacolor and Luminance. Didn't bother with the background because of these little details. I didn't really 100% know what to do, and with it being brown and the colour choices that I made, I was quite happy with not adding a background to this. But I tried to add a glow. I tried to add a glow from the mushrooms, just see, and then just around her face as well, the tip of her nose, under her eyebrows, just a little glow. And I love how she turned out. If you've never tried Tantone paper, the Strathmore one, I really do recommend it. The Tantone one and the grey one is really nice. Not so good with water again, but maybe the mixed media one would be better for you. I've not tried that myself, but I know a few people have, and they've had better luck with that, but watercolour's not very good on this. But yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed this. I think she's absolutely adorable. Like I said, that was a PDF purchased off Etsy. So we've got Flowerscape. I think this was just a smaller one that I did. This was just a one sitting and I finished it. Was it this one? Because I know I did another one like this. Was that last month? Remember with the gold around it? Yeah, that's the one I did last month. And then this one is this month's. Just a really easy one. One sitting. And I used, I want to say, I always forget the name of them, the Brute Funas. I think I used the Brute Funas with this, with a little bit of watercolour in the background because I wasn't 100% sure what to do. Hello dog. I wasn't 100% sure what to do, so when in doubt, just smack a load of watercolour, and if it's metallic and glittery, even better. But I couldn't really think of what to do with this one. But super simple, really nice. So you sit in your bed all day, dog, so all morning, and then as soon as I click record, you come out. But yeah, nice book that, nice book. It's slowly but surely getting me colouring flowers, which is nice. This next one was a buddy colour with a lady off Instagram. Her name is Dawn Mills. I do apologise, I forgot your Instagram name. Was it Dawn's Odyssey or something like that? Something like that, anyway. Ooh, first time flipping the page over. I really like the paper in these books. Really like the paper. They take, well, any sort of media really well. I like the Kirby books, but a little bit thicker actually than a Kirby page. But I did the Jigsaw page, which I didn't even know he was called Billy, and I've watched probably 4, 5, 6 of the Saw films, up to the 3D one I've watched. And yeah, this was a super fun one. It was just, the background was just go with it, and I used either Neocolor or watercolour for the background, I can't quite remember, and Prismacolor for the rest of it, and then blended it out with just a pencil blender, the Prismacolor pencil blender. I do like them best with the Prismacolor. But Juliana, I've seen her so many colours, and I just went for green just to play it safe, because I thought the green and the red would go together superbly. But I was really nervous about colouring his face because it was white, so I just added a bit of grey for the shadowing. Let me show you. And I think he looks alright. I'm not overly the best at white skin or white hair, but yeah, I'm quite happy with how he turned out. Giuliana looks quite scary there with her blood next to her eye and under her mouth. Yeah, but just a fun one. So thank you, Dawn, for pushing me to actually colour in this book, because I probably wouldn't have done. There's a couple of pages that I would love to do. I really want to do the Moors ones. I was just giving myself the push. I didn't say that was Beauty of Horrors by Alan Roberts. That's that one. Oh, we've got another Anastasia. Ella Caldereva. English. So, which one did I do? Oh, I did the back one. I completely forgot about this. Yes, and I had a bit of a hiccup with the background with this. I did watercolour. First of all, I will start off with the skin was luminance and the hair was polychromos. And then the moon, I gessoed it because I wasn't sure how I wanted it to go, and I knew that I wanted to use watercolour. And knowing how this paper behaves, I thought I might get away with it. And then because I used the gesso, it took so long for the watercolour to dry. I was going over it with my hand and I smudged it. I smudged it everywhere, so I had to go with it, and I purposely did that to make it look like I'd done that on purpose. So maybe if I hadn't have told you, you wouldn't have known. Maybe. But her skin, I went over the top. I think I'd just finished watching one at Twilight's. And I went over with the extreme sparkle or extra sparkle Mod Podge over her skin to make it look like the Cullens from Twilight. I wish I hadn't have done that, to be honest. I wish I hadn't have done that. Maybe if I'd used a finer glitter. I literally have got a watercolour paint called Cullens, or the Cullen, and I should have used that in hindsight, but I didn't. I should have watered it down and used that. But yeah. Anyway, that's that page, and I think I said last year that I wanted to do this one for Halloween, so that's done now. So I had to take a quick short break then and sort the dogs out, because I swear as soon as I click record they start off. But some of these books were a surprise for me because I have coloured them right at the start of the month, and I can't honestly remember some of them that I've done. But when I see the picture, I'll remember. But this one I did as like a time-lapse video. I don't think I could record much that day. I think my daughter might have been off school, or I'm not 100% sure. But I did this one as a time-lapse. And I used watercolour in the background with Distress ink, Inktense pencils. I can't remember the pencils that I went with over the top. I really can't remember. But we have got bleed through on this, and I've got a funny feeling that that's the Distress ink that's gone through. I'm pretty sure it is actually. But as you can see, because I've kept this book underneath all the other books, it has completely flattened itself out. Oh, there's my Viserion. I still love that page. Still love that page. So back to this one. Yeah, it completely flattens itself out. I mean, it was, if you watch that video, it really did buckle on with this. It wasn't having none of it, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, but I think I could have done better with this one. Especially some of the shading around the house. I'm pretty confident that I could have done a little bit better, but I think sometimes we put pressure on ourselves as soon as you click that record button. And I've said this to numerous people, that I do my best colouring when I'm not on camera, when I'm just relaxing, listening to an audiobook or my music or watching a YouTube video, and I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. That's when my best stuff comes out. But I am trying to get better at doing it on camera, at being a bit better on camera. I think practice, that's what I tell everyone. So we've got another Mystic Art Mirrors, and this is Ocean Dreams. Now I printed this off as a PDF, and I made a front and back cover. Can you see all the sparkle? And I used the binder on it, the Cinch Me binder, the stickles. I had really so much fun doing the cover on this. I don't know why I printed that out, but what page are we on? I've done loads in this one as well. I probably need to do a video of all my Mystic Art Mirrors pages because I've done so many. Yeah. So, anyway, that is going to go on the list of videos that I want to do. I did this lovely lady, and the background again, all watercolour, and then, yeah, all watercolour. I was just looking at the shiny stuff and thinking, is that watercolour? And it is, it most certainly is. And that's the Renaissance watercolour. the sparkly stuff that you can see. And did I use alcohol markers? I'm pretty sure I did. I did. Just turn it over, you can see how much alcohol markers that I used on this. And then I went over the top with, I think it was the Orangutans. Actually, I'm a bazillion % that it was the Orangutan pencils. I just got them and I've tested them out quite a lot this month, and I do really, really like them. But isn't she adorable? I love her eyes. I love her eyes. So pretty. So I went with like a yellowy to green and then to blue eyes. And then all these details is the Sakura Jelly Roll Glaze pen in black. It's a bit of a mouthful, that pen. But I love her. I love her. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, look forward to that. I'll do a video on that because I've got so many pages of Mystic Art Mirrors. I think it deserves its own video. So that was Ocean Dreams. And then we've got the new Hanakals on one. Is this one the Tales from the Witch's Cottage, I think? I think it is. I've done quite a few in this one this month. Quite a few actually. So let me find my tag. This one was the first one. Definitely a mixed media page. And I've used ink tints on this, I can tell with that orange colour. And then I've gone over the top with probably polychromos. And then the background is the Americana black acrylic. That's my favourite black. It's the mattest black that I've found. And you can use coloured pencil over the top of it. And then all over it was the Mod Podge Extreme Glitter again. I've gone a bit glitter crazy this month. Well, last month, it's first today when I'm filming this. But it gives the paper, it's so nice and thick now, so colouring the other side will be lovely. And as you can see, we've got a tiny bit of overlap there at the top. But it feels really nice, that paper now. So what else have we got in here? Oh, is something sticking? No, we're alright. I did this one. Now, does anybody want to see a video on how I did this? Because I didn't record it. Again, this is one of the times that I just sat there messing with my paints, and this is the outcome. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I'm quite shocked actually myself. I was really, really happy with this. I did share this one on Instagram. I didn't gesso the page, I don't think. Let me just double check. No. I'm pretty certain I didn't. No, that is not gessoed. That is not gessoed. But what I did was I went round the whole of the outside with the masking tape to protect this page. I don't normally like doing that, but I'm glad I did this time. And then I went with a strip of the masking tape down the centre and worked on this side first, let it completely dry, and did the opposite with the other side, and then made that stereo galaxy background, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. When I've tried to do galaxy backgrounds with watercolour before, even on watercolour paper, I don't think it's turned out as nice as it has on this one. I think I learned a lesson with doing this page of stop fiddling. I fiddle too much when it comes to anything to do with art. I just have to add a little bit here. I just have to adjust this. But with this, I didn't. It was a wet on wet, and I plonked the colour down. I left it alone, let it completely dry. I then came back and just did a few tweaks with another layer, and then that was it. That was it. And I'm so happy with that. I'm really, really proud of myself with that one. Love it. So what else have we got? This was a body colour with Emma Colours 2020, and she's just finished hers. Her colour palette that she went for is gorgeous, and a little beetle looks dead shiny. But I did try and make my own border around this one. That border that was around the beetle was already there, so I tried to draw my own border in, and I wish I hadn't. It's strange, isn't it? I can go from one page that I absolutely adored to that one, to this one that I wish I did something different with. I think I used too many colours. I think that's my problem here. I should have maybe toned down on the green and the pink and just stayed with a couple of colours, but nonetheless, you know, I do like it. And I mean, I suppose the border's okay, but it was a right pain in the backside to do that. It really was. It really was. And it is pouring down, absolutely pouring down. So yeah, thank you Emma for doing this page with me, and I appreciate that you got it done last month, instead of this month. We've got another one here, and I think I did some of this on camera during a live stream. I'm sure I did actually. Again, watercolour background, nothing too crazy. And then it was probably Prismacolor. It was Prismacolor. Looking at that shine, it was Prismacolor for the rest of it. But yeah, again, I think the last month or two I've not been using as much watercolour, but I feel like I'm back to myself again now. I know that sounds really strange, but I'm back to doing what I enjoy best, and that is watercolouring in my colouring books. I just need to get back into doing the original art again. I've only done one or two this month. Now this one was a buddy colour with Sabrina from Twist of Colour. Let me just take that tag out now. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with this page. I really do, because I really shouldn't have tested so many different elements to a page when it was going to be a buddy colour. I really shouldn't have done. I did a like a galaxy background tutorial on this, and as you can see, it did not turn out as nice as the previous page that I showed you, and I think it's because I used the gesso and it was the wrong sort of gesso that I used, so totally my fault. I still do like it. And then I used Inktense as well for filling in some of these areas, and it just did not like that gesso at all. But I couldn't stop the page because I'd promised that I would finish it, and I'd already started it off on camera, so I just went ahead and finished it. I did a black border for the background and added a ton of glitter. A ton of glitter actually. And just see how shiny that is, and then the stars are glittery as well. All that glitter is a mixture between GD colour, Renaissance watercolours, and KJ Designs by Karen, because I've mixed all my palettes up together now. It's just a mixture of all of them. Just testing and seeing if it comes off, and it does a bit. But yeah, all in all, you know, I like it. It's completely different from what I usually go for, but I don't think I'll use that gesso again in this specific book. I'll have to test it out in some other pages. But again, thank you Sabrina as well for buddying up with me on this page. It's really pushed me this month to do a lot out of this book, and I've enjoyed every one of them. We've got now Fairy Tales by Amelia Oberg. I am desperate to get that other book, and I know it's out of print. I really would like that other hardback book of hers. I see so many beautiful pages on Instagram. Oh, I can't get hold of it. But yeah, I did this one. Again, can you guess what the background is? Watercolour, and a very thick layer of watercolour at that. And I did a bit of a whoopsie on the other side. A big whoopsie actually. And then watercolour for the birds as well, with a bit of Prismacolor over the top, and then just gel pen for the details around the, what do you call that? I don't know what you call that, a little swing, because I didn't really know what else to do. But I love the background again on this. I'm just testing myself, because I think I've only coloured one page in this, and I thought, I was looking through all my books, and I thought some of the books that I've got need more love. So I pulled this page out, and I do like it. I like the background a lot. The birds could be better. The birds could be a lot better, but the background I love. And we got another one that I thought needed more love this month, and it was Fantasia by Nicholas F. I think that's how it goes by. And it was the dragon one. Now, I did film the background on this, but I wasn't 100% happy how it turned out, so I've deleted that footage already. And I've managed to mess some of the paper up as well. It started ripping there. I think I just went overboard with the watercolour on this one. But the dragon itself and the stone that it's standing on, I'm really happy with. I just wish I'd not done that to the background. And it even bled through, so it's this paper again, did not like any sort of water. It really did misbehave for me. But the actual dragon itself, I love, and I did all that with the Erogiston pencils again. So look forward to them pencils being on the channel, because I know that they don't get much love and they don't get used all that much, but I promise that I will use them more on the channel when I get a little bit more confident with them. Like I said, I've only used them what is it now, about 2 weeks that I've had them, and I've completed quite a few pages with them. You see the watercolour on the clouds, the shiny watercolour. So yeah, once I'm 100% confident with them, which I mean from this it looks like I am because I'm really happy with this. What did I use for blending? I used the Odorless Mineral Spirit actually. Is it the Mona Lisa one? Yeah, the Mona Lisa one to blend. And although it doesn't massively blend it really well, it takes away some of the harsh edges that I didn't want. But yeah, I think he's super cool, and I never usually go for like a rose pink, rose gold, whatever you call him, dragon. I usually go for like a blue or black or green, but I think he's really cool. I'm happy with that, just not with the background. So this one I only finished, I needed to do a couple more details on it last night, and it was this one. And again, I've gone a bit overboard this month with glitter, I think. And this is the Colour in Heaven calendar for next year. Is it next year? Yes, it's next year. I don't like the background. I don't like the background. I went over the top. I told you, with glitter and stuff this month, I don't know what's been going on. Last month I don't think I used any, and this month I feel like the whole of my dining room is covered with it, including my dogs. But all this that you can see is actually, you know, like when the young kids go to festivals, not young kids, but like teenagers go to festivals and they put glitter on their face and in their hair. It's that. I'd bought little test tubes of that. Not for myself, obviously. I feel like I'm too old for that now. But I bought it for my colouring pages, and look how it turned out. I think it's a really good idea, and they were really affordable. They were like £3 for 5 small-ish ones that were about that big, and this was like a tiny squirt of them. And I've used Rogeton pencils, Prismacolor. I don't think I based this for Cormac, because no I didn't. And then I used Faber-Castell Albert Duras for the wings and the dress and some of these flowers. Posca pen for the little dots, and the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, the glitter ones for the leaves, and her nails and her lips. Yeah, she's super sparkly, so when it comes to, what month is this, July of next year, my kitchen wall is going to look bedazzled with all the shine. But yeah, it was a fun one to do this. It was a fun one to do. I think I'm going to do there's a Hannah Lynn one. Let me just check, I think it's November or December that I want to do on the channel. Let me just double check while I'm here. Because I've had the page folded over, I just wish that it was, not last year, the year before, it was binded, so it was easier to turn. Is it January? I don't like the fact that it's not got the binding anymore. I didn't like that last year either. Oh, there we go. So yeah, it's January. So I don't know if I should just do a colouring chat with this or a proper colour along, because not everyone will have this it's not magazine, calendar, but it is a big page, this big page. What have I got on the back of it? Yes, well, I can't really use alcohol. Well, I could do, I suppose. I could use alcohol markers on that, but we'll see anyway. That's what I want to do. That's my plan. That is my plan. It's a nice calendar, that. But yeah, I wish it was had a binder on it. Original art. I do like this. But the last step that I did with going over the top of it, all of it with clean water, I hadn't let it dry for long enough. That's why it's streaked. So if I do this again, I'm going to have to be a little bit more patient. Like what I said with that Galaxy one, I need to learn to be a little bit more patient with my art. But there is a video on this if you're interested in the Bohique. I can't pronounce it. Bohique background, something like that. It's like a blurred out circle background. But I did do a video on this, so I will link it somewhere around here. Again, it's just a time lapse. It's just, I think, like 8-9 minute long video, but this only took me about 20 minutes. Only speeded up twice, so it's more or less, you know, you could follow it if you wanted to. And that was was it Strathmore or Windsor and Newton watercolour paper? I showed in that video anyway. We've got Tenderful Enchantments by Clara Markova, and I really enjoyed this one. I wish there was more pages like this. I found this so much more simple than her other pages in the later books. I really did. The background is pan pastel, just an easy fill in the colour, get rid of the white, nothing too much. But the all of the leaves were luminance pencils. and then everything else I based with a mixture between Winsor & Newton, Cotman and Professional watercolour paints and Daniel Smith watercolour paints, just for a very light wash. And then over the top again with the Erogeton pencils. I'm really happy with this one. No bleed through, page not too bad considering I did use watercolour. I'm really happy with this, really happy, and it was very enjoyable, this page, because some of these pages, not necessarily in this book, well yeah, they're really like busy, and I struggle with picking the colour schemes to make everything go together. So when it's more of a simple page like that one, or like that one, I think I'll enjoy them a lot more. I mean, about that one as well. There's a few in this one. Yeah, that's more of a simple page. The really detailed pages, I just can't get my head around. I can't get my head around for picking the right colours and making the colours match together. That's one thing I do need to practice at, but I was really happy with this. And I was sat there last night before I started this page, this mermaid one, and I was looking for something similar to this and I couldn't find anything. So the search is still on. I did only check 2 other books though before I moved on to that mermaid one. Type Fantasy, there's a bit of a story behind this one. I started this about 3 months ago. And I don't know, the camera's not going to pick it up, but it might do because it's a massive dint. But when I'd moved my desk around and I was messing around with my tripod, I had my camera where it is now, but it wasn't fixed properly, and I thought it was, and I left my camera in there and I went over to the chair, and I think I was having dinner or breakfast or whatever, and I left the camera in, and I heard this almighty thud, and my camera had fell down from the tripod because I'd not had it fastened in properly, and there is where it hit my book. Luckily this is the back page, so it's not too bad, but it hasn't gone through, but it completely dinted the page. And then once it was dinted I was like, right, well, I'm not finishing it, I'm not doing it, because it devastated me. And then last week I was going through all of my whips and stuff that I needed to get finished, and I came across this one and I thought I was just being ridiculous not wanting to finish it because of that. I can easily cover it up. And then I did do it, and then I added some streaks to the hair with the Spectrum Noir Sparkle pens, and what happened, it exploded on me. And it was everywhere. It was on my hands, it was on, I was wearing like a cream top, so that's completely stained now, it was everywhere. But I carried on, went in with stickles and hoped for the best, and this is the outcome. The background, I do remember doing the background, and it's the Jane Davenport mermaid markers. Now they behaved not too bad on this paper because this is watercolour paper, but you can see it has still bled through. Do not use their mermaid markers on double-sided pages, you will regret it. But yeah, that's the story behind this one, and I'm glad it's finished and I'm glad it's done, and then I can figure out about what happened to my poor book. I was absolutely mortified when I came over and I saw that dint. But it could have been worse, it could have been one of the front pages, I suppose. I didn't tell you what it was, did I? Dark Fantasy Basicooms. So this is the watercolour pad. I don't know if she's still selling this on Etsy or not. It's a lovely book that one. We've got Duncan Bunt. I can sort of pronounce it now because I've been watching other people's videos, so I'm sort of just copying their pronunciation. And Sarah Richter. I've fell in love with this artist in the last month or so. I've actually been stalking her on Instagram. I'm only joking. She knows that I message her and stuff. I message her. I'm not stalking. I did this one. I did a little bit of this on camera. I think it was when I did the live stream with my husband. And maybe the Q&A, I can't quite remember. But the background again is watercolour, and then I'm sure I did base this with, oh no I didn't, just the bottom I based with alcohol markers for this one. But I based this off The Bride of Chucky. That's why she's got the little beauty spot there and the really blonde hair. But it was meant to be white, and I told you I struggle with white grey hair, so she ended up having more of a bleached effect. But yeah, I think she's still super duper cool. What's she called, this one? Gothic Doll, that's what she's called apparently. But yeah, what do you think of her? It was a bit of a labour of love, this one. I'm not gonna lie, with all the intricate details in the hair and the ribbons and stuff, I was just like, it's hard work, this one. What else did I do? Oh, I did this one, and this one wasn't a labour of love. This one was just done in a couple of hours, which, yeah, I'm surprised too. Let me just check. So this bit is based with alcohol markers. All the hair is based with alcohol markers, and the rest of it is Prismacolor. I can tell with the blend there, which is not too good. How adorable is he? Again, I told you I either do blue or green dragons. He's Viserion, he's baby Viserion, and an easy watercolour background. Really thick, creamy watercolour here, not watered down. And then I've managed to get a really crisp line here from the masking tape. I love this one. I love this one. Really nice. And I've done one more in this one this month, or is it a whip? Let me just double check. Oh no, it is. It's a complete one. Another watercolour background, which is very messy. So this is a lot more muted down than the last one. If I just show you the difference. Super duper bright, muted down. Super duper bright, muted down. And I was watching a couple of gaming programs and we were playing horror games. That's what inspired me to colour this one. Let me just check. I'm pretty sure, yeah, most of this one is coloured in alcohol markers, and I've gone over the top with I don't know if it was Prismacolor or the eroded pencils. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember, and this was a more recent one actually. But I can see myself colouring all of this book, and I'm saying that on camera. I can see myself colouring all of this book, and I can't wait for the next one. Yes, she's coming out with another one. I'm not 100% sure when, but she's coming out with one and I'm really excited for it. So that was Duncan Bunt. I feel like I'm saying that stupidly. So another one of Hannah Cowell's on. Now, is this finished? Let me just double check, because I've got, yes, thank God for that. Thank God for that. So this is the how to save a colouring page, because when I'd done this page here, that's just a protective sheet. When I'd done this one, all of the watercolour dripped onto the other side, but I made it work and we went for it. And I did a whole video from start to finish, did it as a little time lapse, and I did a voiceover just quickly explaining briefly what I was doing as I was going along. But what do you think? I like the actual outcome of it, and that shine is that Cullen watercolour paint mixed with a bit of KJ Designs by Karen, a bit green, that really shiny stuff. But yeah, I'm quite pleased how it turned out, and as you can see, it's not buckled too much. There's a bit of waviness going on. It's waving at you a little bit there, but it's not too bad considering how bad it was. I saw yesterday as well, she's got another colouring book coming out at the start of, is it January, is it March? February, March, I can't remember, next year. Yeah, she's just pumping these colouring books out, Anna Carl's on at the moment. So we're coming up to, we've got 3 left, or is it 4? Might be 4. The mandala's gone wild. Told you, I don't really like mandalas, but if I just want mindless colouring, sitting at the couch with my gel pen, then I will do, but this one isn't like that. In my opinion, this is like a proper colouring book. Even though there's some, like that's mandala-ish. I'm gonna find a page, there you go. That's like mandala-ish. There's actual image in the middle that I can colour, and I really enjoyed this one. We've got distress ink on the background, we've got Durware ink tints for the pencils work, a little bit of Arteza over the top, and then some Arteza gel pens as well, just for a little bit of glitter, a little bit of shine. And I love doing this one. It was just, again, it was just to sit down, I had a couple of hours spare and did it in one sitting. I'm really happy with it. Paper in this is absolutely superb. I can't fault it one bit. It's a nice, I'm not going to say small boot, but it's smaller than some of the colouring boots that I've got. So I tend to get through smaller boots a bit quicker. I'm not sure everybody does. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. You can see the pictures already coloured and use them as references if you want to. Which I went with the purple, but I didn't go with the blue. I had my own yellow. But yeah, that was a really good one. I bought it off Amazon. Nice spiral band, good quality. This is the other original art that I did. A mountain landscape. And then I tried to draw some people and they didn't go too right. So I drew, they were meant to be scarecrows. Which again, they don't look fantastic. I like my trees. I like my trees. I didn't video this, I just did this in my own time. Practicing, seeing how I got on. The paper's waved a little bit and I've got a horrible watermark all the way down here, but you know, practice. And that would have been with the Winsor & Newton and the Daniel Smith watercolour paints. yeah. So I've got one whip in here and one finished page. The whip was a bit of a disaster. I used the Ecoline watercolour paints inks for the first time. Oh dear, dear, dear. I don't use them in double-sided pages. Really, really, really don't. So that is going to take a lot of work for me to bring that back to life again. The same with the other side. And the colours have changed as well. Because that orange, when I put it down, it was a really like an orange that you're going to eat orange, and it dried more of a peachier orange colour. And then this was all black as black can be, and it dried into a grey. So yeah, I need to have a mess around with them, but at the moment I'm not happy with them. Not happy with them one bit. But I did finish a page out of this. Oh, it was a double page spread. I do tell a lie. And believe it or not, this took me about an hour and a half to do both pages. Some watercolour background again, and then just some sparkles all around the outside. I told you I couldn't help myself this month. And then just basic colouring with Black Widow pencils on these, and I think I pulled them off. I couldn't be bothered sitting here doing loads and loads of detail, and this was the colouring book that I chose. And I've done loads and loads of colouring pages out of this as well. It's actually quite silly how many I did last year in this book. I will quickly just flip through because I don't want to do a video just on its own. I did that one, which they're the leaves from last year, so they're still going strong. And the pony, wheels, another double pager. And she got a new colouring book coming out soon, I think. I'm looking forward to that. Spiders with lots of glitter. There is a chunk in the middle of this, that's that whipped page that I haven't touched. The snow page. Yeah, that's the little chunk there that I've not done. Cats. Oh, this is stuck together. This is a dinosaur one. Yep, completely mixed media, so it decided to stick together. And the dragons. Oh, it matches my top there. I'm wearing my dad's black jumper. The one that I did this month, or last month now, you can know that we're first. The pumpkin one, the zombie one. Any more. Oh, I did that one with the blood dripping down. The genie bottle. The devil, double page spread. The snake. The girl with the hedgehog, and then the bat at the back. So yeah, that is all my colouring pages for this month. I've done quite well. I've done quite well considering, actually. But if you did like the video, please do give me a big thumbs up. Leave in the description anything you want to see from me at the moment, because there is a couple of things that I want to do, but I just want to take suggestions as well from everyone. Broken Prismacolor everywhere. Well, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.